So here we are on day 5. So I hope everybody's still with me. So today we're going to add in the elbow slip, which helps us find our longest flexion. We're also going to add in Criss Cross, which is about twisting, as well as sole, which is another twisting exercise, and single leg kicks, which we haven't done yet. Okay, so let's get started. Come down onto the mat and roll down with control. So before we start, I want you to think about that in and up. So the hip points, bony hip points are pulling into the navel. The navel is pulling all the way down to the spine, and then it's sliding up all the way under your sternum. So just find that as in and up, and just feel how your spine lengthens on your mat when you do that. We're then going to come up onto our elbows. So just going to prop yourself up. So you're not sinking into the mat, you're pushing the mat away. The crown of the head is up to the ceiling, and you're going to have your feet flat on your mat. So I want you to press the feet down into the mat, squeeze your inner thighs together, and think about taking your outer hips and wrapping them in. So outer hips are like hugging into one another. And then you want to try and get the back of those hip bones onto the mat and the tailbone reaching to the front. So it's a little bit like when we do our half rollbacks, but we're already here in this position. So this is your longest flexion. I want you to keep it here, and I want you to keep pulling the inner thighs together, wrapping the outer hips, pressing the feet into the floor, pulling that low belly, the one right underneath your hip bones, into the mat, and try to see if you can just take one elbow and slip it out. And I don't want you to be doing this, so there's no twisting of the waist. The idea is that you're going to stay as stable as possible. So you're going to need all your hips, your glutes, your hamstrings, your inner thighs, your belly, your whole powerhouse to help you do this. And just feel all those muscles that are having to switch on and engage. And these are the muscles you're going to need when we get to doing our full roll up today. So try not to twist as much as me. And last one. And then let's come all the way down. And we're going to add in those ribcage arms. So hold the belly in and up. Make sure you have that longest spine possible without tucking, without arching, just right in the center. So the tailbone is pressing down and the ribcage is pressing down. Take the arms up to the ceiling. Inhale the arms back. Exhale, press them up. Inhale the arms back. Exhale, press them up. Couple more. Each time you reach the arms back, think that your whole spine is lifting and growing. Press the arms up. From here, keep the arms where they are, and we're just going to fold one leg in at a time. So find the belly, so scoop the tummy to lift one leg into tabletop, nothing changes. The pelvis hasn't changed or anything, and then the other leg to join it. You're going to squeeze your knees together, squeeze your inner thighs together, make sure that tailbone is still pressing down into the mat. The rib cage is still pressing into the mat, and then you're going to press the arms, which in turn lifts your head and your neck, your shoulders, and we're going to go into our 100 from here. So keep beating the arms, breathing in for a count of 5, and breathing out for a count of 5. Each time keep pulling the belly. So as you inhale, think that you're lengthening, and as you exhale, see if you can sink the tummy a little bit more into the mat. If you want to challenge yourself, you can take the legs up to the ceiling. But keep that tailbone down, so you've not gone into a tuck. You're still pressing the tailbone down into the mat. You're still squeezing your inner thighs together. You're still squeezing the heels together. Keep breathing. Almost there. Inhaling for 5. and exhaling for 5. The last one, inhale and exhale. Bend the knees in, place the head down. Okay, we're gonna go onto our side for this first one, but normally we would start to roll up from here. So we're gonna start at the top just to make it a little bit easier. So we're gonna start with the half roll back. We're gonna go into the full roll back, the full roll up. So you can keep it wherever you want to. You can keep it here, or you don't need to progress if you feel like you're not ready. I'm not sure I'm ready, but we'll see. Okay, so again, just like we did in the very beginning, you want to think that you're pressing the feet into the mat. Inner thighs are squeezing together, those outer hips hugging, so that you have something to kind of stand into. So let's just go for the half roll back. So you're going to pull the belly button back as the tailbone reaches forward. Elbows are wide. Arms start to go straight as you pull the tummy in. Going down to nowhere you know you can control it and come back up. And then rolling back up. Keep it here or add in the long arms. Same thing. Pull the belly button back. Reach the tailbone forward. Just going down to where you know you can control it. And coming back up. You keep it here, or you can go with long legs. So the feet are flexed and their heels are pressing into the mat. Your sit bones are lifted because you're fighting the inner thigh, your inner thighs, your hamstrings, and your outer hips from here. So you want to imagine that your legs are cemented into the mat and they can't move. Pull the tummy back. Keep reaching in opposition. So you're reaching, you're opening the hips. The waist comes down. Again, only go to where you know you can get back up. And then roll, roll, roll back up and over the legs. So you have to lift your tummy to come up and over. Okay, a couple more. Rolling down. And coming up. Working each way. Maybe you don't get all the way down, and that's okay. If you can get all the way down with control and the head touches, you can reach the arms slightly overhead. Make sure that the ribcage stays connected. Press the arms up to the ceiling. Look through the window of the arm, and then roll up from here. Up and over. And then this time we're going to roll all the way down, ready for our single leg circles. Okay, so left leg is pressing down into the mat. Remember, you can have it bent if you want to, and this leg can have a slight bend too. Otherwise, we're going to go straight legs. Okay, the left leg pressing down. Remember, knee fold this leg in without disturbing the pelvis or the spine. Take that leg up to the ceiling. Give it just a little bit of a pull to help the hamstring release off and the hip stretch, and then make sure you're square. So just look up and make sure that the hip bones are as square as possible. Turn that leg out at the hip socket. Press the rib cage down. Press the upper arm bones and the wrists into the mat to help stabilize. Think about everything that's not moving, okay? 5 circles, across, down, around, and up. Across, down, around, and up. Remember, it's shoulder, down, shoulder, in. So it's up and over. Last one, and reverse. And place that leg down. Other side. So now your right leg wants to really be pressing into the mat, firing up that hamstring. The left leg is going to knee fold in without disturbing the hips or the spine. Reach that leg up to the ceiling. Give it a little bit of a pull just to stretch out the back of the leg. Make sure your hips are square. Pick your head up and just have a look. Turn that leg out at the hip socket. Connect the rib cage down. The arms are pressing into the mat. The right leg is pressing into the mat. Think about what's not moving, okay? It's 5 circles each direction. Across the body, down, around, and up. Cross, down, around, and up. 3, 4, and 5, and reverse. Last one. And lace that leg down. Okay, we're going to roll up from here for rolling like a ball. If you're going to struggle with this, just roll onto your side and sit up. Okay, the arms are going to go up to the ceiling. Press the feet into the mat. Put the head between the window of the arms and roll up. Up, up, up. And then pick your hips up and scoot your bottom forward. Ready for your rolling like a ball. So remember, you can be here, or you can challenge yourself by having the hands on front of the shins. Shoulders down. The heels are chasing the bottom the whole time. The legs pulling in and the rib cage is lifted. Okay, let's do 5 rolling like a balls. Here we go. Inhaling back. And up. Last one. Hold at the top. Okay, scoot the hips back a little bit, roll down with control, and then pull both knees in without disturbing the pelvis too much. So, right leg's gonna pull in, left leg is gonna send away. So we can go up to here, you can keep the foot on the floor, or you can try this version of the leg reaching out on that high diagonal. Again, it's reaching, it's long, and it's active. So from here, pull the leg in as you curl up, sink the tummy. Try to keep that pelvis as square as possible as you switch legs. Don't let it twist, don't let it sink. Here we go. 8, 7, pull and reach. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull both knees in. If you need to lower the head, lower the head. Otherwise, we're going into our double leg. So yesterday, we reached out and we did this and pulling, which is an option. Today, we're going to add in the arms. So we're going to inhale, and the arms and legs are going to go out. You're going to hold. Don't sink in your upper body. You're going to circle the arms and then pull the legs in on the exhale. So inhale, reach, circle, and pull. One more. Inhale, reach, circle, and pull. Place the head down. We have our scissors next. So the legs are going to go straight up to the ceiling. The tailbone hasn't lifted, it's staying down. From here, curl up, reach your top of your spine to reach from wherever you can get to on your leg. Try not to reach from the arms, reach from your curl up. As that leg pulls in, the other one reaches away, but it's not hanging, it's actively reaching. So it's pull, pull, and switch. The legs come to you, but the upper body doesn't change. Last one, 7 and 8. And then lower down, bend the knees in. We're going to do a version of Criss Cross, but we're going to keep the feet down, and we're going to do it very slow. Okay, so try to keep the pelvis as square as possible so that when you twist, the other side of the opposite side doesn't come with you. It wants to stay equally weighted the whole time. Take the hands behind the head and make sure that your rib cage hasn't come with you. So you want to think about sinking it down into the mat. So maybe lift your elbows a little bit. From here, let's take the right leg up into a tabletop position. And the left leg is going to be pressing into the mat. You're going to curl up. And then from here, you're going to keep the elbows the same distance as you twist, as though you're trying to get your armpit, your opposite armpit, to the knee. Keep pressing down on that left foot. Look back at your back arm. See if you can curl up a bit higher. And then come through center and come down. Other side. So now you're going to be pressing into your right leg. Curl up. twist. So think armpit to knee. Watch that hip's not coming with you. Keep pressing it down. Look back at the back arm. Try to keep the elbows as wide as you can. Come through center and down. We got one more each side. We're gonna go a little bit quicker though. Roll up, twist. Center and down. Other side, curl up, twist, center, and down. Let's roll up for our spine stretch forward. Legs are pressing into the mat. You're gonna pick the head up, and from here, you're gonna curl up. You're gonna roll up, ready for your spine stretch forward. Legs are gonna go the width of the mat. You need your block or your towel, now's the time to grab it. So your arms, remember, they're shoulder distance and it's shoulder height. From here, you're gonna lift the belly, squeeze the sit bones, press the heels, make sure that the knees are facing up, the toes are facing up, the thigh bones are facing up. You can press the hamstrings into the mat and lift. From here, drop the head between your arms, pull the ribcage back, pull the belly button back as you reach from your spine forward, not your arms. Keep reaching, expel all the air out, ring the lungs, keep lifting the ribcage up to the ceiling, keep lifting the tummy up, and then inhale when you have no more breath. 2 more. Inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, drop the chin, pull the ribs in. Exhale all the air, keep breathing out, keep breathing out. And restart when you have no more air. Last one, inhale, lift up, pull the ribs in, drop the chin between the arms, drop the head between the arms, pull the belly button back, pull the hip bones back, keep those hamstrings and glutes still fired up. Make sure the feet haven't rolled in and out. Reach forward with the spine, not the arms. Lift the tummy, lift the ribs. Stretch, bring out every last drop, and then restack. And relax. Okay, we're gonna go into a twist version of spine stretch forward. It's called the soul, okay? So I'm gonna come face on so that you can see a little bit better. Obviously, I'm on a high mat, which makes it a little bit easier, so I can sit up higher and my feet are lower. So just be like if you sat on a block, you don't have to be. Okay, so your feet tend to be a little bit wider than the mat, but it's all dependent on how much you can sit up out of your pelvis. So it's the whole idea that you're lifting your spine. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna start here. So your feet are firmly flexed, your kneecaps and your thigh bones and your feet are all facing up to the ceiling. Your shoulders are down and your rib cage is pulling in, but your belly is lifted to lift your spine. You're then gonna twist to the right. That left hip is staying down, it's staying still. It's not twisting with you, okay? It's staying back. It's almost like you have to pull the hip bone back as you twist away from it. Twist, twist, and twist. And then come to center, and we have the other side. So inhale, lift to create space. Exhale, twist. Think about pulling the opposite hip back and down as you twist, as you twist, as you twist. And center, okay? We're gonna add the arms in now. So you can keep it here. This is perfectly acceptable. We're gonna add in a version of a twist and the spine stretch forward. The arms come out to the side. You can see your thumbs just in your peripheral, so the shoulders aren't back and they're not all the way forward. They're just wide. Lift up. We're going to twist to the right. So think about you're twisting from the sternum first. You're twisting from the rib cage. Rib cage, rib cage, rib cage. That left hip is staying down and it's staying back. It does not come with you. If your leg's twisted, you know your pelvis is twisted. From here, keep twisting. Make the head go back behind you. Keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting. And then twist the back hand over so the palm faces up. Make sure the shoulder hasn't dropped. Keep lifting and reaching. Drop the head, And you're gonna reach for your baby toe as this back arm is pulling behind you and lifting up so that you can lift up and over, up and over, up and over, and that opposite hip is staying down and back. And then restack the spine and untwist. Other side. Inhale to lift. Exhale to twist. Twist, twist, and more twist. When you can't twist anymore, that back arm reaches back behind you. Pull the shoulder back so it's not reach, flopping forward. Drop the head. Think about coming up and over. So the back hand is pulling behind you. It lifts up. That opposite hip is staying down. And restack the spine. And then come through center. And relax. Okay, we're going to come onto our fronts for Swan Prep. So making a little pillow for your hands. The feet are in parallel. So again, it's like your big toe knuckles are pushing together, the heels are pushing together, and your inner thighs are spinning up. So like you are in a perfect parallel position with the legs. Place the forehead on the hands, draw the shoulder blades down and back, keep the feet pressing into the mat, the kneecaps are lifted slightly, the pubic bone and the hip bones are pushing into the mat as the belly lifts. You're then going to reach the crown of the head away, and you're going to lift up and lengthen. Keep pulling everything else in, shoulder blades down, and then release as you lengthen to come back down. 2 more. Shoulder blades down, inner thighs squeezing together, pubic bone and hip bones pushing into the mat, belly lifts, and lengthen the crown of the head away, away, away. Hold, and then come back down. Last one. Shoulder blades drawing down, inner thighs squeezing together. Think of those outer hips hugging. Here we go. Lengthen the crown of the head away. The shoulder blades are pulling down, so there's a little bit of opposition. Reach, 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 and release down. Okay, we're going to add in an exercise called our single leg kicks. So let's just have a little bit of a release. Push back and release off your spine. You're going to come back forward, back onto your tummies for single leg kicks. So the legs are still nice and strong and active, and your upper body is pulling in. So you want to have your hands in like a little knuckle, and then it's like you want to pull your knuckles towards you. So the shoulder blades are drawing down, and it's quite strong. It's like you're dragging your arms. Okay, and now I want you to try and lift your tummy off the mat. And you're not sinking. It's like you're trying to get your heart center and your sternum forward and up. So the gaze is slightly up because that's where you want to be heading. If you can, keep the inner thighs squeezing together. Want them to stay there. If it's too much on your low back, then go a little bit wider with the legs. Okay, here we go. Don't sink. We're going to do 8 kicks. So we're going to kick, kick, lengthen, and release. Kick, kick, lengthen, release. So the hip creases are staying on the mat, belly is lifted. You're pressing into the mat with the elbows to lift the upper body. 1 more each side. Last one. And then come on down, place the hands underneath the shoulders, scoop the belly, and then round back and hold for a nice stretch. Okay. We're going to come onto our side now for some side kicks. So yesterday we had the arm down, so you do the same thing. You want to have a nice long line, so even here, ribcage pulls in, the belly pulls in. And this time, if you want, you can have the hand just underneath your head, but I don't need you sinking like this, okay? So nice long neck. Have the lower waist lifted, and then you want to take the legs out on that diagonal. Press the entire bottom leg into the mat, and that top leg is going to reach at hip height. So now you should be square across your hips and as square as you can across the shoulder, as long as you're not sinking forward or sinking back. Okay? So keep the hips nice and square. So as you kick forward, the leg will turn out slightly as you keep that hip plugged back. And then lengthen the leg behind you. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple of these. Kick, kick, and lengthen, lengthen. Keep pressing that bottom leg into the mat. Basically, it's the only side body that's stabilizing you here. It's the only bit that's really touching the mat. Last one. And we're going to add in an up and down. So the legs come together. You're going to turn that leg out at the hip socket. Now be mindful when you turn that leg out that you're not sunk back. So as you turn the leg out, almost think that you're pushing that hip forward. So it counterbalances it. Reach that leg long. And then from here, press the bottom leg into the mat as you float the top leg up. Reach it long and press it down as though you're squeezing your inner thighs. Reach it long, press it down. That bottom leg still pressing into the mat. And as you lift the leg, try not to think that you're sinking into that bottom side, okay? So the whole waist stays long. Press it down. Last one, up and down. We're gonna go onto the other side. Just spin around. On your nice lengthened spine. You can keep the head here, or remember you can take it up, but you're not sinking in your neck. And the legs are going to go out on that diagonal. Press the entire bottom side of that leg into the mat. Make sure the hips are square. Reach that top leg long. 5 kicks. Here we go. And reach it back. Kick it forward. Reach it back. Watch that leg as it kicks isn't dropping down. And it reaches back, it's not lifting up. It wants to stay at hip height. Your knee and your foot. Last one. Reach it back. Lengthen. Take the leg in line with the other one. Reach it long. Press down in the bottom leg to let the top leg float up. Reach it long to lower and use the inner thighs to pull the legs together. Last one. And okay, we're going to add in our thigh stretch again. So you want to omit this one because you have bad knees. And go ahead, I'll just sort my screen out. Sorry, guys. I don't have a cameraman here. Okay, so your knees are reversed straight down, and you're pushing your hip bones forward. Okay, so again, you're on that same plane. So you're not tucking and you're not overarching. Okay, the pubic bone and hip bones. The tailbone has to reach down a little bit. Okay, everything's lifted. Let's add in the arms today, okay? So you're gonna have them down by your side, reaching down, nice wide collarbones, shoulders drawing down. Root through the knees, but I want you to imagine that you still have something squeezing between your inner thighs, even though they're apart, okay? From here, make sure the ribcage is pulled in, and you're gonna hinge back as the arms come forward. Reach through the crown of the head, reach through the knees, and then press up. 2 more. Pull everything in, come back, root through the knees, lengthen through the crown of the head, pull the ribcage in, see if you get more length, and then up. Last one. And press up. Okay, almost done. One more exercise, which is our forearm plank. So you remember, but you can come and you can do your rhomboid push-ups, or we're going to go straight into the plank. So the heels are over your toes, your elbows are underneath your shoulders, and you're not sinking and you're not pressing. You're right in the middle, tailbone is tucked, pull the tummy in. 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Pull the knees under, push back into child's pose. And that is day 5 finished. See you guys tomorrow.